Everyone knows the Knicks need to trade for a center. Just like the Lakers, the Pelicans, they need help in the middle. They lost Isaiah Hartenstein. They haven't been able to replace him, and Mitchell Robinson's injury history is spotty at best. But is the solution actually already on the roster? I'm Trevor Lane for the Basketball Bulletin. The season is approaching, so make sure you subscribe right here to the channel. Let's dive in. This is Tom Thibodeau today in an interview with NBA.com, talked about using, that's right, Julius Randle at the center position. I think this is actually very exciting for the Knicks. He explained what the Knicks went through in their center position last year, and then talking about this season, said we'll have to do it by committee. They're going to have to turn to a number of different players. We'll look at some things. Because we have versatility, we could see Julius more at the 5. I don't want to do that for long stretches. It would take its toll. But to have him do it for 10 or 15 minutes, I think he can do it well. He also would create a lot of offensive advantages. Well, 10 or 15 minutes, that's a lot. That's actually a lot of minutes. I know he's talking about not wanting to do it for a long stretch of time, but 10 or 15 minutes a night of Julius Randle at the 5, that's a backup center. Those are backup center minutes. That's saying you could fill most of the rest of your center minutes with Mitchell Robinson, and Julius Randle could take on the remainder of that burden. Now, Randle is not a traditional center by any means. He's not a rim protector. It's not what he does. However, he is a fantastic rebounder. He is a load to deal with in the paint, and I think he could actually fill this role fairly well. Now, does that mean the Knicks don't need to trade for a center? No, I actually think they still do. But this could be massive for them in the meantime, both in terms of filling this void at the center spot. Remember, the Knicks' superpower, it is their ability to beast on the boards, to crush teams on the glass. That's what the New York Knicks do. That's what they're best at. It's how they absolutely bludgeon teams and walk away with wins. It makes them a ton of fun to watch, and Julius Randle can continue that. No, he doesn't have the size of an Isaiah Hartenstein, but he is still a guy that can rebound the hell out of the basketball. On top of that, this could be the solution the Knicks are looking for in terms of their rotation. How do you get minutes for Randle, for Mitchell Robinson, and then going over to the wing positions? You've got OG Anunoby, you've got Mikal Bridges, who you just added. Well, you know those guys are going to get minutes, but what happens to guys who were starters last year? Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, are they forced out? Well, if Randle slides over to the 5 for a significant portion of the time, that opens up more opportunities on the wing for guys like Hart, DiVincenzo, and other players. And in fact, when we look at the Knicks, it's the ability for Randle to be this flexible that could really open this whole thing up. Take a look at this. This is Tom Thibodeau again. He said what it adds to us, talking about having Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, is the versatility of both, allowing us to give different looks to a primary ball handler. We've been playing Dante DiVincenzo on those guys to start. Now we can come after that with Bridges, OG, Hart. We can constantly change up our look for who's guarding the ball handler. Also, and this is key, OG and Hart are very disruptive off the ball, so I like to use them that way. The versatility of the defense will be a big thing for us. Okay, that's the perfect kind of defense to cover for a guy like Randle, who's not a phenomenal rim protector. You've got somebody who can put a lot of pressure on the ball out on the perimeter, and the Knicks have multiple guys who can do that. Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo, they can all do it. What's the way that you stop Randle from getting burned at the rim? Don't let the ball get to the rim to begin with by being a super aggressive, super switchy defensive unit. And that is exactly what Randle needs and exactly what the Knicks have. So this could be a very exciting option for them. On top of that, the Knicks were actually really good with Randle at the center position. Check this out. It's a small sample size, but the Knicks, over the course of the season, were a plus 4.9 points per 100 possessions. Now, with Julius Randle at the center position last season, they were plus 28, according to Cleaning the Glass. Plus 28 per 100 possessions. That is insane. Now, it was less than 100 possessions that he played there. Tom Thibodeau has long resisted Randle at the center positions. So small sample size warning here, but it's also something that we've seen in the past. 2 seasons ago, the Knicks were plus 32 with Randle at the center position. And now you've got another wing that can apply pressure on the perimeter. And Mikal Bridges, I think this really could work for the Knicks and all parties involved. This is the way that you could allow Randle to be on the floor and for him to continue to contribute and still open up some minutes on the wing. Now, will this ultimately all work out? Will Julius Randle take the ball out of the hands of Jalen Brunson too much? Will he take the ball out of the hands of Bridges, out of the hands of OG Anunoby? There's still things to work out here. But at least on the defensive side of the ball, Julius Randle at the 5 for the time being, until the Knicks can find a true physical big that they're looking for, and a few other teams are looking for too. I'm pretty high on the idea of Randle actually being their backup center in addition to a starting power forward. Now, the other thing is Tom Thibodeau just raved about Julius Randle and his flexibility. He's always adapted to whatever challenge he's faced each year. People forget the level that he's played at. 4 years ago, he had a monster season, and we didn't have the shooting we have now, so the floor is going to be more open. We got a glimpse of that in January, which was his last month of basketball. People forget he was 25, 10, and 5. He had a lot of success, and he's been a big part of winning the last 4 years in New York. The more good players you have, the more sacrifices you have to make, not only by Julius, but by everybody. There was another part of the interview where Tibbs talked about Randle, and he called him unstoppable when he gets going downhill. It sounds like Tom Thibodeau is really excited about the kind of floor spacing you can have playing a 5-out system with Julius Randle at the center. He can shoot the 3, but imagine the kind of floor spacing you would have with 5 3-point shooters on the floor. What if let's say it's a lineup with Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Julius Randle. That is a very versatile lineup that provides all kinds of shooting around the court, and the driving lanes would be wide open for all those players, Randle included, when he's facing up against some bigger, slower 5s. I think that's a really intriguing option for the Knicks. And like Tibbs said, Julius Randle has always proven to be versatile over the course of his NBA career. So again, fully expect the Knicks to be heavily involved in the trade market, even if they decide Julius Randle can log that, say, 15 minutes a night as a backup center, and the Knicks can get away with that. I still think you want an insurance policy behind Mitchell Robinson. I know they've got Precious Achiuwa. They've got some other players they can throw in there, but I think you're going to want, if you're going to make a deep run in the East, maybe even a championship run for the Knicks this year, you're going to want another stable, steady, true physical big that you can pair with Mitchell Robinson just because of that injury history. But Julius Randle, maybe this is the solution for all parties involved. And if it's not, maybe we're hearing Julius Randle's name a bit more on the trade block come January and February. But for the time being, I think it behooves the Knicks to explore this seriously and give some real thought to using Julius Randle as their backup center. I'm excited to see what that could actually open up. A lot of possibilities available to the Knicks if they can use Julius Randle at the 5. But everybody, once again, please make sure you subscribe right here to the Basketball Bulletin on YouTube. We're getting our subscribers up heading into the season. So excited for so many of you already to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video, turn on those notifications as well. Thanks again, everybody. Till next time, see ya and stay safe.